the two parties are flipping, but it's extraordinary to look at the way in which the Democrats have radicalized and dropped things which they used to say were absolutely fundamental principles.
Welcome to The Debrief, where we talk with the Washington Examiner's top journalists about the headlines they're covering and where the story's going next. I'm Sarah Bedford, and I'm here with Editor-in-Chief Hugo Gurdon. Hugo, you wrote in your column this week about two cases the Supreme Court has taken up this term regarding therapies of a sexual nature. Tell us about those cases.
Yes, it's perhaps somewhat ironic, but there are two particular cases which seem to clash. One is a suit against a Colorado law that makes it illegal for physicians in any way to do what is referred to as conversion therapy. That is to say, they meet someone they have a patient who is in the LGBT community. The law says they are not allowed to say anything that might tend to pull the patient away from identifying in that way. And this is being challenged as an infringement on First Amendment, free speech, and of a doctor's proper role in advising patients about what to do. The other is a case being brought against Tennessee, which has put in a ban in that state on what is sometimes referred to as gender-affirming care for minors up to the age of 18. So in one state, the case is about allowing minors, allowing people to continue to identify as gay or lesbian, bisexual or trans. And in the other state, it's about a challenge precisely to a law which does the opposite.
Right, you note in your column that gender-affirming care treats biology as something that's changeable, but opposition to conversion therapy is based on this idea that sexual preferences are fixed and you can't mess with them at all.
Yeah, yes, again, this is a remarkable thing. It is the case that most minors, children and teens who are experiencing gender dysphoria, gender confusion, grow up and grow out of that confusion. Mm-hmm. And the majority of them realize that in fact they are just gay or lesbian, mm-hmm. that they are not in the wrong body, they are just attracted to people of the same sex. So the dysphoria is a temporary thing and they grow out of it. The irony is that opposition to gay conversion therapy suggests that attraction to the opposite sex is a permanent feature of someone's makeup, whereas gender-affirming care suggests that a temporary confusion about orientation can be fixed with a permanent change to one's body.
Right, and you know, Democrats have sort of flipped all over the place on where they stand about whether it's constitutional for states to make their own decisions about banning these sorts of therapies for minors. What are some other areas that Democrats have flipped on?
Well, people have been commenting for a few years now about the way that the two parties have flipped and are adopting positions which they used to abandon it. It's extraordinary when you think that not just on this question of gender, but the Democrats used to think that racial discrimination was a terrible thing. Now they teach that discrimination based on race, anti-racism, requires racial discrimination. They used to argue that mass immigration of low-cost labor was an extremely bad thing because it depressed working people's wages in this country. Now they argue that that limitations on immigration are racist. There's a whole raft of things where the Democrats and the left have entirely flipped their position. You know, Bernie Sanders used to be dead against low wage mass immigration. Now he's absolutely on board with the idea that it's racist. So the two parties are flipping, but it's extraordinary to look at the way in which the Democrats have radicalized and dropped things which they used to say were absolutely fundamental principles.
Well, Hugo, thank you so much for being here today.
Thank you.
You can get more writing from Hugo and the rest of the commentary team at washingtonexaminer.com.